KG, we're going to start off the show on a high note.
Okay.
Death.
Oh.
Okay, well, it is universal. It's something we all have to look forward to.
Yeah, not quite the high note I was thinking of, but since we've already depressed you, here's some more bad news. One study found only 1 in 3 adults in the U.S. are preparing any sort of playbook for their after.
But here, okay, some good news. We're learning how to create a plan for passing that will make it easier for the people you love. And that's our featured story at the top of the list. It's said that the only two certainties in life are death and taxes. So why do we spend so much time on one but barely talk about the other?
You bring up pre-planning and people are like, oh no, not now. I don't want to talk about that. They're afraid that something's going to happen to them if they pre-plan.
But Hillary Samples, marketing director of Mountain View Funeral Home and Cemetery, says you shouldn't fear planning your passing. It's something everyone should be doing.
Pre-planning gives them the peace of mind. They can plan their own service the way that they want it and personalize it, takes the emotional and financial burden off their loved ones.
But before you get overwhelmed, learn how to use your resources.
We host a Sensitive Side of Life workshop, which a lot of people attend, and we go through a workbook.
Most funeral homes offer services like these for free. And even if you end up paying for a service, it doesn't mean your family can't change it.
We can transfer that policy for them, so you're not locked into one place, which is nice.
You can transfer a policy to any funeral home in a different state. There are also less formal options if you're just looking to chat with a group.
And then there's a lot of death cafes going on around the world too, where people can plan.
These are events held at people's homes or cafes where you can meet up and just talk. You can find a local death cafe using their website, deathcafe.com. Once you start to create your plan, you can establish final wishes.
We did have a gentleman, they took his cremated remains and they were having firecrackers made out of them.
It's your chance to let people know what you'd like that day to be, whether it's a traditional ceremony or something that gets really creative.
I know my daughter, we've had the conversation and she's like, I'm having a margarita machine at my viewing. And she's like, I want a photo booth. Would that be out of the question? But these young ones, they're thinking out of the box.
And one of the most crucial things is to provide what Hillary says is vital information.
Vital information is so important for the death certificate. A lot of people will come in who haven't pre-planned, and when we're in the arrangement, it's like playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. They're trying to think of their mom's maiden name or their grandmother's maiden name, and they're calling somebody.
You can find what's required by visiting your county's website, then writing it down in a secure location and letting family know.
It's basically 11 quick questions, very easy, but it helps somebody at the time when somebody passes.
And something that most people forget when planning their passing is to create call lists.
Do you have an attorney? What's their name and number? Do you have life insurance? Do you have pensions, your social security, credit cards, things like that? It's very important to document all that for your family.
But also think about things like accounts you have set up on auto pay or anything where your family would need to contact someone.
Do you have a pool guy or a gun safe? Things like that.
By doing that work in advance, you're saving your loved ones time and money and allowing them to grieve.
That's not a time for families to be fighting. It's a time for them to come together and grieve together. So it's important to have that done.
Planning for your passing is at the top of the list.